Thank you, Jason. Well, one day now before Coloradans go to the polls as part of Super Tuesday, the Supreme Court could announce its decision on a case questioning former President Donald Trump's eligibility on our primary ballot.
Denver 7's Veronica Acosta joins us here in studio. And Veronica, the decision doesn't just impact Colorado, but other states that have similar cases right now.
That's exactly what would happen. And this, of course, is highly anticipated. Yesterday afternoon, the Supreme Court noted on its website that rulings are expected today, so one day before Super Tuesday. As of right now, former President Donald Trump, he's set to appear on our state primary ballot. That's after a hold was placed on the Colorado Supreme Court ruling that deemed him ineligible due to his efforts to defy the 2020 election results. The High Court held arguments back on February 8th. It appeared from that oral argument and the questioning that Trump would win the case there. A majority of the justices appeared skeptical that an individual state has the authority to deny a candidate for federal office from the ballot as a, quote, insurrectionist, which is what Colorado did. The Colorado Secretary of State, Jena Griswold, was on CNN last night. She said she's hoping the justices issue a decision today. Listen.
I had hoped for this decision last week, the week before, because our ballots actually went out several weeks ago. And over 400,000 ballots have already been returned for the Republican presidential primary. At the end of the day, Coloradans and Americans deserve to know as they go into Super Tuesday whether Trump is a qualified candidate or not.
And Brian, Nicole, the decisions coming down today, they are not scheduled on that court calendar as a ruling day. Essentially, that means the justices aren't going to be in the courtroom like they usually are. We're expecting decisions to start being handed down at 8 a.m. our time.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Veronica.
So Nikki Haley says she will stay in the race at least through tomorrow when 16 states cast their votes. Haley picked up her first primary win yesterday in Washington, D.C. Her victory temporarily slows down a sweep otherwise by former President Trump. Trump won the Idaho and Missouri caucuses, and in Michigan, Republicans awarded him all the state's delegates there at a convention over the weekend. So while it may seem like the presidential race is set, Scripps political correspondent Joe St. George looks at why your vote still matters.
Let's start with reason number one that Super Tuesday still matters: delegates. It's traditionally the biggest prize every 4 years during presidential primaries, and this year is no different. On the Republican side, all of these states will vote or caucus. Scripps News and our partners at DDHQ report 862 delegates will be up for grabs. In some states, Nikki Haley will earn delegates, but in other states, it is winner take all, benefiting former President Donald Trump. On the Democratic side, over 1,400 delegates are at stake, with President Biden expected to inch closer to making his renomination official. Kyle Kondik, an election analyst at the University of Virginia's Center for Politics, explained on Scripps News what state to watch.
Most interesting state on Super Tuesday?
Look, I guess I'd say California, because you also have a Senate primary there.
What Kondik touched on is also reason number two Super Tuesday matters: non-presidential races. When Senator Dianne Feinstein of California passed away last year, the governor of California appointed LaFonza Butler to fill the seat right away. But the senator is not running to keep the seat long term. Instead, on Tuesday, these leading candidates are in a primary to replace her. Under California rules, the top two move on to the general election, regardless of their party. Reason number three Super Tuesday matters: one step closer to the general election. In fact, it could unofficially kick it off. That means if you live in one of these states identified as being a swing state this year, get ready for the ads, the phone calls, and presidential visits to intensify. While mathematically former President Donald Trump or President Biden can't clinch the nomination Tuesday, a poor finish by Nikki Haley will make it harder for her to stay in the race. Although she indicated to Scripps News' political director Andrew Rafferty last week that she doesn't have plans to go anywhere.
As long as we can keep it competitive, we're going to keep on fighting.
Are there any assurances that you can give voters in states like where we are in Virginia that you're in it for the long haul?
I mean, I think what we're trying to do is look at how hard we've fought. There were 14 people in the race. We defeated a dozen of the fellas. I've got one more to catch up to.
Joe St. George, Scripps News, Washington.
Well, a reminder, you have until 7 p.m. tomorrow to drop off your ballot at a drop box or a vote center, and you can find locations on your county clerk's website. Colorado also allows same-day voter registration if you need to do that.